Yes, you know what it is, man. It's the Ern and Iso show with no ISO though. You know what I mean? Solo dolo again. Another Q&A from your favorite host. Yes, the Ern Show. We answer your questions, dig deep into the people that show us the love. The listeners, you know what I mean? We take time to invest and get engaged with you guys. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all for everything, the success that we have, from the view count to the audio to the engagement on clips, social media. We appreciate y'all. We thank y'all. And because of that, we take time out of our day to answer questions that y'all have and things that may be plaguing y'all lives. This is what we do in the Ern and Iso show. Normally, you know what I mean, this time I would be like, hey, man, you know what I mean? How was your week? How was your weekend? But it's only me. And I'm going to tell you like this, I never had a bad day in my life, so my weekend has been great. Who knows when I put this one up, you know what I mean? I stored a couple episodes just in case for a rainy day, you know what I'm saying? Maybe ISO gets sick, maybe we don't have time to record. So whenever this episode come out, I hope that it still helps the people that ask the questions. You know what I mean? We don't want to neglect the fans and take too much time on the questions that y'all have. Take way too much time on the questions that y'all have. So it is what it is, and here we go. Let's dig deep into it, y'all. This joint says, hey Ern, big fan of the show. I'm curious, how do you and ISO balance out your personalities so well on the podcast? Seems like you two never clash. No, man, I'm gonna say it like this. Like on the real, we've been friends going on over 30 years, man. So you know what I mean? We just used to each other. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing about it is that what you guys see on the podcast may not even be how we are in real life. I run into people all the time that know us since we was kids, and they always say like, you know what I mean, me being an extrovert, he's actually an introvert, you know what I mean? ISO is actually quiet, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, on the show, he's actually talkative. So a lot of people that I run into from our childhood that we grew up with, you know what I mean, or even older people that knew us, they always say like, wow, that's crazy, man. You know what I mean? On the show, you know, he kind of lead the show. He's very talkative and you quiet. There's nothing for us to change up. There's nothing for me to acquiesce and let my man take run the show. But the reason why you guys see it and us not clashing is just that we know each other. You know what I'm saying? We've been around each other for years, multiple years. You know what I'm saying? So it's just easy. When you have a relationship with your host, it makes it easier because you two understand the flow and you understand, you know what I'm saying, the space that each other needs. So that's what helps us out, you know what I'm saying, most of the time. You know what I mean? Even though you know you guys can see that we are different. We don't tend to clash. This one says, Ern and Iso, what was the moment you knew the podcast was really taking off? Was there something that told you y'all were onto something? Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is when I realized that the vibe was taking off. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of spoke on this. We speak on this often. It was an episode where Iso did about the never-ending story. And that episode kind of like, it's crazy because even to this day, I think I told them that somebody commented on it on like a YouTube or something. Early episode, man. If y'all got time, check it out. It may be even called the Never Ending Story episode. You know what I'm saying? Where he actually broke down the parallels and the similarities from the movie The Never Ending Story, a movie that we grew up with our childhood, to reality. And I guess a lot of people never looked at the, you know what I mean, similarities from both movies, so they didn't understand that. They didn't know that. So it was something that people kind of gravitated to, and that was what, you know, got our, I guess you say, got our presence and our standing on, you know what I mean, where we are right now. And we just grew from there. So, you know what I mean, for everybody that came from that episode, we thank y'all. For people that was here before that episode, man, we thank y'all too. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But that one episode was the episode where I realized, where I noticed that we had something, even though, you know what I mean, we always realized that we had something, but, you know what I mean, that was the episode that solidified and let us know that we're not just running the place. that we actually are going in the direction and things will work out. Keep doing what we doing. Because I'm not gonna lie, ISO is not the guy that looks at the analytics numbers and you know what I mean. He might just hit me up and ask me how the episode is doing. I am the guy that looks at the analytic numbers and I look at certain things. That episode and the episode that we did that was body count. We talked about, I mean, the trend when people were just worrying about what their partner's body count was. Those two episodes are episodes that, I'm saying, helped us get to where we get at. You know what I mean? This right here says, Ern and Iso, I need some advice. My girl and I have been arguing about me working late. She thinks I'm up to no good when I'm just grinding. How do I prove I'm just out there here hustling? Whoa, crazy question, man. That's what's up. I mean, I don't want to say we shouldn't have to prove ourselves to anybody, especially somebody that we love, because I want to say that. But the only reason I'm not going to say that because we understand that people have past trauma, past issues, even in a past relationship where she went through something like that. And because of that, that's not enough for you to lose a person who could be a good person. They just had to get over that thing. Because I believe we all got issues and traumas in certain situations where insecurities might pop up. You know what I'm saying? So, one would be the fact that, your paycheck, that's how she know you grinding. And two, you just have to reinsure her the faith of who you are. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you ever stepped out before, if you ever did anything before which may have had led her to feeling why she feel like that. But just reassuring her, like, listen, if you never did it, I've never done this before, and I don't plan on doing it now, so don't worry about it. Or if you did do something and she took you back, which is why she questioned on you, like, listen, I don't want you to feel like that again. I don't want to hurt you right now. And as men, even though women do go through these things, we have to let them understand that you have to allow me to do certain things for us to get to certain plateaus in life. You know what I'm saying? And it may be me working it late at night. You know what I mean? It may be doing this overtime right now, being away from you, and not doing the certain things that we gotta do. But you have to allow me to do this so that I can be the person to take us to the places that we need to be. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just explain to her that, because I'm not gonna lie, some women don't understand that. Some women don't understand this one. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Right here, we got another question. This joint says, Ern, I gotta know, who do you think would win in a versus battle between Nicki or Kim? Been debating my crew all week. Who would win in a versus battle between Nicki and Kim? I'm an old school fan, man, so I ain't going front. I think that even though we know Nicki is the relevant artist now, I think when you start to hear those old school hits, those old school songs that took you to that made you feel a certain type of way, you know what I mean, when you were younger, I think that may be enough to help her out in a versus battle, depending on the audience. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the audience. If you playing that Quiet Storm remix, something like that, Junior Mafia's Anthem, certain songs where we know Kim, you know what I'm saying, killed it. You know what I'm saying? That feeling alone of you revisiting those moments could I believe could take Kim over the top. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Kim fan. Nicki Minaj is an icon, you know what I'm saying, within this field. Right now solidifying herself. Some may say that she's the number one female rapper, you know what I mean, right? You might even say it all the time. I wouldn't even argue with nobody with that, but I just think that those old school hits, you know what I'm saying, those hits that feel when you hear that song and that song take you back to somewhere, I think that might help come out in that. You know what I'm saying? What's the wildest question or topic suggestion that you guys have ever gotten? That was the wildest question. Or that we ever got. Damn, I'm trying to think. What is the wildest? I might have to go back. I might have to revisit that. I might have to revisit that. What's the wildest fan question or topic suggestion we've ever gotten? I can't even think of nothing right now. That's a great question. That is a great question. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here we go, man. That's a great question, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna get back to you on that one. That's a wild question. I should ask ISO that because sometimes ISO get asked to talk about certain things. I'm pretty sure he get asked, questions himself. So that's a good question. I'm gonna check that out though. It says, Ern and Iso, what advice do you have for someone thinking about starting their own podcast? I'm a little nervous, but I am passionate. Well, if you're passionate, then you got pretty much a majority of what it takes to get this done. I would say like this, the biggest hurdle is just speaking into the camera and having the confidence of knowing that what you're saying, people are going to be interested in. I'm not gonna lie, man. If you want to do it, just start turning the camera on and start talking. You know what I'm saying? Get comfortable with that. Get, get comfortable with you just talking to the camera and not being so critical of how it looks or what you said or the words that you stumbled over, because at the end of the day, the people that's going to listen to you do the same exact thing. We don't have to be so perfect and, you know what I'm saying, so gracious and speak so eloquently, because the people that we listen to are not that perfect and they have everyday struggles and they go through things every day, and we have to understand that. You know what I mean? Listen, um, an edit for me on the Ern and Iso episode might be just me going through there and seeing if it's like certain areas where it's like a gap where we didn't say anything and just shorten it up. And majority of the time we don't even have that. Iso, you know what I mean, he talks, and at times where he may die down, I'll pick it up. So an editing session might be me. It might be like going over, looking at lighting, make sure the episode was clean, matching up the audio file to the video file. So listen, man, start turning the camera on and just start talking in it, man. And then I will tell you this: the success comes in the repetitiveness of you doing it. So don't worry about view count. I'm not gonna lie, like I do. When ISO hit me up and asked me how's the episode doing, I let him know. But from time to time, I don't even check view counts because my whole mindset is on not worrying about views, but getting better episode after episode after episode after episode. Even if it's from, I mean, a lot of y'all might not know, but earlier on, the production, you know what I'm saying, of editing the video, even though they came out, you guys might get them at the same time. It could have been I procrastinated and at the last minute I tried to get the episode out so y'all can get it on time, or I didn't do this certain thing and I didn't do that certain thing. So it's about getting better over time and improving on the things that you do. That's the key. The key is getting better, and that you can put an episode up today and over weeks it can have 0 views, and you're just getting better. And as you get better and better and better and better, as the videos improve, people will go back because you will become a part of their life. You can get onto the 300 video and you improved on your production. The lighting is better. The audio is better. You know what I mean? Your edits are better. You know what I mean? You're going in and out. Then you got multiple cameras. You got multiple angles and everything, which is, I can't lie. I'm waiting for, I mean, we about to get to that point. Multiple angles, multiple cameras. And then that person, you know what I mean, is captivated by that. And then they go back to that first episode where you didn't have all of this. But you've become so much a part of their life that they're invested in it. And they don't even care about that. All they do is care about you, and now they're part of your journey. So start recording yourself, and then with those clips, don't be so critical, and just start putting them out there. At the end of the day, nobody perfect. So listen, one thing I will say, you do have to have tough skin in here because people will say anything, especially somebody that won't even attempt to do what you're doing. They'll be the most critical person and not even think about trying to do what you're doing. You just have to know that at the end of the day, I'm not here to please everybody. It's billions and billions of people out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't need them all. I just need a good handful for me to do what I want to do. And once you understand that and get that down pack, you'll be great. So, you know what I mean? Best of luck to you, man. You know what I'm saying? And once you get it going, hit us up. You know what I mean? Let us know what it is. I love to watch other people's podcasts and other people's journey. It's how I get my inspiration. It's how I get my ideas on certain cuts. And you know what I mean? Maybe somebody did an episode where an interview with somebody, they just did. The aesthetic was just black and white. And I'm like, wow, I like how they did that. So it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? And best of luck to you. Right here, we have Ern and Iso. What made you guys decide to start the podcast? The idea to start the podcast came from it just came from me already doing a podcast with my little sister, and within that, we, you know what I mean, like homies do, we just went out to go get something to eat, and I remember me being in the parking lot. I'm like, yo, bro, this is something that we can do. You know what I'm saying? We can do this, like, you know what I mean, and just talking about at that time podcast is still early in, like everybody like podcasts is many moons in. Podcast is still early in, and just going over with him how we can do it and what we can do and how it can benefit us, and you know what I'm saying, how we can go from working for corporations to partner with corporations, and from that, voila, right here, and then y'all got Ern and Iso, man. You know what I'm saying? So it just came from just me doing it with my sister already, and already me having that podcast under my belt, man. Shout out to my little sister too. Maybe I was thinking about bringing that podcast onto the Ern and Iso platform too. You know what I mean? But my little sister, her schedule got hectic, and we didn't have the time to continue the show, so it stopped. And I believe everything does happen for a reason, because at the time of the show stopping, this show was taking off, and it wasn't like I had to go to her and tell her like I don't have the time to do this, because this is the main thing right now. So everything happened at the great best time for it. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Just say, what's up, Ern and Iso? Little pod. Who would you say has the craziest stories between you and Iso? And any chance we'll hear more about those on the show? Oh man, Iso definitely got the most craziest stories. You know what I'm saying? That boy life is crazy. You hear me? Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. Me myself, Iso even sit on the show. I've been married. I'm into my second wife right now. You know what I'm saying? But I've been from the time, you know what I mean, from mom house, I probably lived by myself for a handful of years, maybe 2, 3, 4 years at the most. And then I got myself married, you know what I'm saying? So I've been institutionalized myself, you know what I mean? I don't got the crazy stories like my man got. Even when we was kids, I was the extrovert. I was the loud one, you know what I'm saying? I was the goofy one, as y'all can see from the show. But beyond those kid stories that everybody got, man, my life is very tame, you know what I'm saying? Very tame. As a child, I had, a wild childhood, you know what I'm saying? Outside of the friendship, home life. My home life is probably like, you know what I'm saying? Well, shout out to my mom. My mom gave the normalcy of my life as best as she could, you know what I mean? But, interactions with my dad, you know what I mean? Maybe staying with my dad for a couple of days and him and his shenanigans, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, Iso definitely got the better stories. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say it like this. Iso has the best stories of any other podcast I've ever heard. I put money on that, bar none. You know what I mean? I toe to toe. Iso got the best stories, you know what I'm saying, than any other podcaster out here right now. You know what I mean? And y'all can tell him I said it. Book it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, Iso definitely got the better stories, man. The better stories, the more entertaining life. Iso is definitely the ultimate bachelor right now. You know what I'm saying? My man out here living his life. You know what I'm saying? So maybe one day, you know what I mean, once we get situated, hopefully when that come, I ain't gonna wish it on my man that, you know what I mean, by the time we get there that he's still a bachelor. But if we get to the point where we're situated and we are full-time podcasters, like this is the thing that we do, there is no 9-to-5 job. Maybe we do like one of those, you know what I'm saying, Iso for love type, you know what I mean, things. I would love to, you know what I mean, be like an executive producer for like a big show like that with a cast and, you know what I mean, a studio and stuff like that. And we do like an Iso for love, You know what I'm saying? And check and try that out, man. That'd be cool. I would love to try that out. But I'm not gonna wish that on my man. Hopefully by the time we get there, he finds somebody and he happy and well off and well to do. You know what I'm saying? But this is hey Ern and Iso, what do you think has changed most in podcasting since you started? Is it easier or harder now? I'm gonna say it's easier. Well, easier for us. I'm gonna say it's easier for you if you want to jump into. Listen, this one I'm gonna say it's easier for you because the more people always try to discourage people like, oh, it's oversaturated. Don't nobody need to listen. Everybody and their mom need to be a podcast if you ask me. The more people that podcast, the more that we can grow the audience. And guess what? If a person listens to a podcast, more than likely they don't listen to just one podcast. It's like Ruffles, you can't have one. So if I feel like my show is a good show and I'm out here pitching my show and doing my advertisements and clipping my thing up on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, hopefully I can turn that person into an audience member of the Ern and Iso show. So it will become easier because right now it's like I said, podcasting is in its infancy stage where people don't know necessarily where to get the advertising money or how to make money out of it. Everybody is just trying to we all throwing darts at the wall. You know what I mean? People got the money. The money is here, but we have to figure out how to get the money here in both parties. You know what I'm saying? Have that mutual, you know what I mean, relationship where we both are thriving off of me. You gave me the money, and I'm doing what I'm doing for you, and now you making money. You know what I'm saying? So it's money in podcasting, but the thing about it is the money is here and podcasting is here. And the people with the money are looking at the podcast is trying to figure out, they got the audience, how can I utilize the audience for my benefit? And the people that has the podcast are looking at the money we got the audience, but how can I get the money? So it's there. So, the more people that's here, the better that we can work out those situations and you know what I mean? Make it easier, easier transition for an up and coming podcaster to come on and, you have the audience and then it's a smoother transition for you to find an advertiser or a sponsor, for your show. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you watch the show, I always put the equivalency of hip hop and podcasting. And I think podcasting is at that point where there's people that's all right, we looking at it and it's profitable for them, and them. We got a couple dollars. Who do we go after or how do we fit into that? You know what I mean? Just like when hip hop was in its infancy and you had certain record labels that stayed back and just watched and it was all right, I see how it was working for them. You know what I mean? I see how it was working for them. They went over there, they got a couple dollars, they did this. How can we fit in and who do we get? Who fits best for us? You know what I mean? As time goes on, there may be a situation where labels, I believe it may be a situation where record labels actually have podcasters underneath the umbrella with them. Because you got to think about it. As a record label, you probably have a better relationship with the advertisers, the sponsors, than the regular podcaster does. And if you know, yo, I got X, Y, and Z podcasts, I can attach these advertisements to this show, and I have this sponsor that can go to this show. You know what I mean? And some podcasts are basically solely hip hop podcasts, R&B podcasts, jazz podcasts. If I got a record label, and guess what, my next up and coming artist is going to be on the such and such show because you part of the label too. And we can have the big artists, and you know what I'm saying, yo, they about to go on tour, and they about to drop an album. This person about to come on your show as well. So I do believe that it may be a time where you start to see podcasters getting grabbed up by record labels. You know what I'm saying? I just believe that that may happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we on basically the same streaming sites anyway. You know what I mean? We are on the Spotify's, we're on the Apples, so we're side by side with the music artists on the streaming sites anyway. So another thing that I'm sorry, I know I keep going back and forth. Another thing that podcasters don't get paid from, because an artist can put a song on, a 3 to 4 minute song on a streaming site, and they get paid instantaneously from that. A podcaster would put an hour long or half an hour long, 15-minute long, a 2-hour, 3-hour long podcast episode on a streaming site and don't make no money from it. So there has to be that bridge where, you know what I'm saying, that we can, because you have to think about it. If that's happening, then that means that the artist who puts a 3-minute song is generating money for the platform, and the podcaster who's putting an hour long or through 2-hour, like I said, 3-hour long episode on there is also generating money for that streaming site, but they're not collecting anything back. So, like I said, the money is there. We just have to figure out how to, you know what I mean, create the bridge from the money to the podcasters. Right? It's a Ern and Iso need some advice. I got a family member who don't really support me chasing my dreams, but I'm doing what I love. How do you handle doubters? How do we handle doubters? Doubters don't need to know what the hell you doing. Listen, the only person that need to know what you're doing is you. That's the mainstay. That's the only person that need to know what you're doing. That's why the vision is yours. That's why you seen it and they didn't see it. It's yours. It's not theirs. They'll only see it when the success comes from it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it's gonna be a lot of situations where you go to somebody, a loved one, and they'll tell you not to do that. Don't chase that dream. Don't go after this. Don't go after that. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, it's not coming from a place of hate. It's coming from a place of, well, I attempted this and it didn't work out for me. I don't want you to go through the same type of hardship or letdown that I went through. You know what I mean? It's from a place of trying to protect you. That they see. They're trying to protect you. So some people's, you know what I'm saying, best plan for their children is get a 9-to-5 job, because we know that you know what I mean, that's something that is solid. You do that, you get your 401k, you get your pension, and you ride it out like that. That's some people's plan for their kids, because they don't want their kids to, their hopes and dreams to fall, and they don't know. Sometimes there are wins in the losses. I'm not gonna lie, there are wins in the failures, and I say that because I've attempted a lot of things on this show. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I would say. Like, the difference between me and Iso is way more calculated. You see Iso, everything is like calculated in his head. I'm just like, man, this is what I want to do. I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? That's kind of like, I guess that's the beauty of the show. You know what I mean? Because we kind of balance each other out. He might say like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna give it time. I'm like, man, do it tomorrow. Let's go. You know what I mean? And that's how I am. I'll just do something, run out, get it done. You know what I mean? I'll just do something and want to get it done and just jump in it. So that's the blessing of it, man. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to try something and fail, and then retry it again. Make sure we get it right. But you gotta have the resilience to understand that stumbles and setbacks are just a part of life. It's not necessarily a failure. We look at certain things and say, once I try something, every day should be a successful day. Every day should be a progressive day. It's going to come sometimes where you might be stagnant. You're not moving forward in that thing. You have to press through and keep going. You know what I mean? That is the stages of life. Don't think that every day is going to be a perfect day. Just understand that your job is to make the day perfect. Every day is not going to be perfect. You're not going to wake up and the sun's going to be out every day. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's going to be raining. You got to grab that raincoat, put it on, and go outside and still have that same energetic and that same enthusiasm that you did on the sunny days. And those are going to be the things that's going to take you over the top. When you can normalize that, when you can normalize the setbacks not setting you back, then you'll have a winning track. You know what I'm saying? Let me see where we at. Let's say, oh, this is a question for Iso, but I'm gonna switch it for me. I'm gonna read it like it is. It says, if Iso could swap places with any celebrity for a day, who do you think he'd pick? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just a question for Iso, but I'm gonna switch it for me. So, Ern, if you could swap places with any celebrity for a day, who would you pick? A celebrity. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm LeBron, man. You know what I'm saying? Why go small? I'm going with the biggest. Listen, the biggest and the best out there. I'm gonna be LeBron for the day. You know what I mean? Like, and I say that because my man got the King Midas touch. Like, can you imagine just whatever you do, it being successful? You worked it, and I'm not saying like he didn't put the work in. You work yourself to a position in life that no matter what you do, you have this following that's going to support you regardless. You know what I'm saying? If you tell them, yo, I'm gonna be at the local bodega, you know what I'm saying? Y'all meet me there. You probably go there and sell out the whole bodega. You know what I'm saying? They be in there buying anything and everything. The shelves will be empty. You can go tell them I'm gonna be at the restaurant that's the worst restaurant in the area. I'm gonna be here. Y'all come out here and meet me here. They'll go out there and, you know what I mean, sell that joint out. Won't be no seats available. So it has to be a crazy nostalgia feeling under when you get to the point, and you even with LeBron, it has to be he has to be a humble enough to know, like, even though I can use this, you know what I'm saying, and no matter what I do, they gonna follow me. You have to be humble enough to know, like, all right, now who do I align myself with, because I don't want to steer people wrong. So I would say LeBron, because just that mindset and that's a heavy weight. That's a heavy weight to bear, man. It is a heavy weight to bear when you just like, yo, whatever I do, I got the King Midas such. Whatever I do, won't turn to gold. You know what I'm saying? That's really a very crazy feeling. Big fan, Ern and Iso. What's the biggest lesson podcasting has taught you about people? Do fans ever surprise you? The Ern and Iso fans never surprise me. No. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all wild out there. What has podcasting taught me about people? The thing that I think podcasting is something about people is that sometimes when you think a person really be BSing, there's a lot of people that really believe the nonsense that they say. Like now, like, you know, with so many people having a platform, so many microphones out here, and you hear so many takes. Sometimes you have like, hell, there's no way that they believe that. That can't be real. A lot of people believe the BS that they speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, from the female that might be like, a man has to take me to a 5-star restaurant on the first date. These people really believe the BS that they say. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even I don't want to, vilify a female. Even from a man, where he might say something like, I'm trying to think, what could be something crazy that a man would say? Listen, man, y'all know what it is. I'm wasting too much time even thinking about it. But y'all know, you know what I'm saying? But these people with these cameras and these microphones, a lot of them believe the nonsense that they say. You know what I mean? It's rhetoric. And I take it for entertainment, you know what I'm saying? Because I believe it is very dangerous to get behind a microphone and have these young people following you, these young people listening to you that are very impressionable, and you say something crazy and they take that for, you know what I mean, true. And they take that for naught, and then, you know, they run with it. So that's the craziest thing. What's been your favorite episode or topic so far, and what topic do you think got the most intense reactions from fans? The episode that I said, body count. Body count to this date is the episode that's got the most in reactions from fans. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why body count is still a thing. But body count is still a thing that people talk about all the time. But that right there, you know what I'm saying? Right here it says, Ern and Iso, can you give me some advice? My boyfriend and I are arguing about who does more around the house. What do you think is fair? Help a girl out. Alright, at the end of the day, if you're in a relationship, man, ain't no such thing as tick for tack. You know what I mean? This is what I learned. Ain't no such thing as tick for tack. You know what I'm saying? That's why people get so caught up on that 50-50. Should a man be doing 100%? Should a man be doing this and that? At the time that somebody is doing it, if that's the way that it has to get done, then that's the way that it has to get done. There's no such thing as this is etched in stone and how we going to go about every day. Because you know what? It could be she cooked. You know what I mean? I do the dishes. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't need you doing that. The time could come where, guess what? Whatever her job may be, it could take her away from you and she has to go somewhere else. Or guess who now you got to cook? Or she working long hours. So now you might have to cook for her. Now you might have to cook and do the dishes because she's so tired So you got to understand that a relationship is a moving, living thing. And you have to move around it for both parties to be happy. But both parties have to be willing to move. It can't be a stubborn party within the relationship to say, like, this is what I do, and I'm not doing anything else. Oh, no. You know, the man, like, I take the trash out, so you got to cook. No, the parties have to move at the time that they need to move. You know what I'm saying? Life changes, and with life changing, we have to change with life. So if y'all doing something that needs to get done, then that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Because if you was by yourself, it would be 100% of the task on you. If she was by herself, 100% of the task on her. So if he cooked the day and did the dishes, and you like, damn, I cooked and did the dishes today. Well, last week she probably did that too. So one thing I understand in relationships, man, there's no such thing as a one-up. Don't keep tabs. We're not going to keep score because it's the worst thing that you can do because you start pulling back from that right there. Oh, I did this 2 weeks ago and you did this. Yesterday I did this and I did that. Ain't no need to keep score. Ain't no need to keep tabs. We doing what we need to do, you know what I'm saying, for the relationship. You know what I mean? It could be a week where I did the dishes and cooked all week. That's just my week that I had to do that. It could be a week where she cooked and did all the dishes. It's a week that she had to do that. Shoot, in my relationship, you know what I mean? You know, my thing, I cut the grass. It was a week that went past where my wife cut the grass. I was just busy. You know what I'm saying? She saw the grass needed to be cut. She was like, "Yo, he busy." She just went and cut the grass. It ain't like she was like, "Yeah, I cut the grass because she wasn't available." No, whatever needs to be done, that's what's going to get done. You know what I'm saying? Don't I don't want to ever do more at a job and be willing to do more at a job than I would be willing to do in my relationship. Because we go to work and we be all out of position. You work over here, but guess what? You over here, you over here, you over there, you over there, and you ain't even think nothing about it. You just did it. Your 8 hours, you know what I'm saying? You barely in your station. You was barely over here, you go, and that wasn't the problem. But you go home, and then you like, I had to do the dishes. It was 3 bowls. I had to do the dishes, and you know that ain't what I do. And now you got an issue with that. Don't ever put yourself in a position where I'm doing more at a job. And it's easy for people to do that because they always look at the monetary gain. Like, at least I got paid for that. And you got paid for that, but you know what I mean? At the end of the day, when you grow old and we grow old together, there is a gain in that. Everything does not have to be money. You know what I'm saying? We're willing to do more for pennies. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about what nobody make, but we're willing to do more for pennies than we are for love. That's just show you the state of where we at. You know what I'm saying? We're willing to acquiesce to a supervisor or a boss because of the pennies that we make than we are for if your husband was to come in the house and it's like, we need to do ... And you're like, well, you ain't my dad, you can't tell me what to do. We have to be in a position to do more for love than we would for pennies. Because at the end of the day, you spend them pennies and people, you can make money. I make money every day. Every day you make money. You know what I'm saying? There's not a day that go by that we make money. Making money is easy. But finding somebody that's going to ride with you and accept your flaws and accept what you're good at and what you're not good at and say, even though that's not a problem for me, that's the win. So don't ever be in a position where y'all going back and forth about what y'all did. Y'all did what y'all had to do because y'all love each other. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And let the other thing be the other thing. I'm going to get one more. I'm going to do one more, then we're going to roll out, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting into content creation, but it's exhausting trying to keep up with the trends. How do you and ISO stay consistent without being burnt out? Well, listen, you talking from a solo position, I would believe, unless you got a partner and you just answer this question yourself. We don't get burnt out because it's to us. And we don't follow the trends. I'm not going to lie. We don't follow the trends. You follow the trends, you're going to be running the place, you're always going to be behind. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to follow the trend. Do what you love, you know what I mean? And the people will see the passion in that. They will see how much you care about that thing, and they will listen to you because they know you care about it. I'm not going to lie. Listen, YouTube will put you into a wormhole when I find myself watching videos that I would think that I would not really like. I'll sit here and watch those videos where those guys that clean out the horse shoes and the horse hooves. I watch those. I ain't gonna lie, I get lost. I just sit there because they actually care about what they do, and you can see it in the action. And I end up watching a couple videos, and I end up watching a couple videos from that, liking a couple videos from that. So it's not always about the trend, because sometimes the trend gets so trendy that you get tired of it. It's people that are like, all right, I'm tired of seeing the same thing because everybody and their mom is trying to do this. If you do something that you love and it's consistent and the people see that, they won't get tired of it, because the passion that you have for it, you know what I'm saying, will radiate through the camera or radiate through the microphone. And they'll understand that, yo, this person really cares about this. And I'm invested not just in what they're doing, but I'm invested in them. And that's enough that I can tune in. I don't want to miss when they come out with a new episode. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all as always. Y'all know what it is, man. Like, rate, review, share, subscribe. This has been another Q&A. I got a couple of these already in store. You know what I'm saying? As y'all know, for a long time, you know what I'm saying, viewers and listeners, this is around the time my man Iso do get burnt out. You know what I'm saying? Where I do kind of do a couple episodes, but burnout is also it's just a part of, you know what I'm saying, the process. Like, I'm not going to say that nobody will ever get to the point where they'll never get burnt out. I'm pretty sure there's millionaires that get burnt out. I'm pretty sure there's artists, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Drake get burnt out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So burnout is a real thing, man. The blessing of us is that me, myself, I don't get tired of this. I may get tired, but I don't get tired of this. You know what I'm saying? So the blessing of that is that, you know what I mean, at times one man might like, yo, I just needed time to step away so I can re-energize my battery. You know what I'm saying? Get refreshed. And, you know what I mean, go back into an episode. I got you. So that's the blessing of it. And for the people that may not have that partner to do that, one thing that I found that I enjoy, man, listen, go on live, TikTok. Sometimes just interacting with the fans, man. That's enough to, you know what I'm saying, pull you out. And it don't have to be necessarily in the niche or niche. I always say that word wrong. That you're into. You know what I mean? You could be hip hop. You could just turn the joint on TikTok like, yo, what's up, y'all? Man, I just came to talk, man. What's going on now? You know what I mean? How y'all day? You know what I mean? We came to talk, and from there. And you can have conversations with people that have been watching you, and now they're more engaged because now, you know what? Wow, he's gonna time out to talk to me. You know what I mean? They're more. So you're getting them. You're gaining them deeper into the fold, and now you're becoming, you know what I'm saying, rejuvenized, because now you having these conversations with people that really care about what you do. You know what I'm saying? And with that said, man, as always, y'all know we love y'all. Thank y'all for everything, man, for all of our success, from the Ern and Iso show, from the Bird's Eye Breakdown, expansion team, Iso versus the world. Man, we thank y'all. We love y'all. And we'll see y'all again. You know what I mean? Peace. We out of here, y'all.